abstract art.
Sorry,
Okay.
I want to record this.
Yeah, and a lot of abstraction is actually somewhere in 1950s, 1960s was very interesting, called lyrical abstraction. It's kind of French type of abstract art, lyrical abstraction. Nicolas Descartes and Serge Palakov. So what is the lyrical abstraction? It's you starting with landscape and you losing up a little bit as a painter. You go a step further, you know, you're losing your shapes. I saw you send me this river, that could, and a river bank and a landscape, it's yours, right? That's, yeah.
Yes.
So you can lose those things up. You already have a shapes. And what I did for Diana was very interesting. It's maybe even change of technique. Instead of brush, take palette knife. Once you take in palette knife, you already kind of loosen up, because the palette knife cannot be that exact as the brush, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so paint that landscape, what you already have today. Do you have palette knife in your
Yes.
collection? Yeah, and you're working with acrylics or oil?
Oil.
Oil.
I can work with either though.
Yeah, oil is good because if you don't have allergies, oil is good because oil allows you to glaze things and go layering things, and it has this impasto beautiful texture, which acrylic can achieve, of course, but not quite. Oil
Okay.
is oil. It's a king. It's a king.
Like
of-
you have this.
Yeah, it's like a veggie burger versus
Like a what?
That's very good.
versus real steak. Yeah.
I guess.
And so, yeah, no, Diana, it is, but oil has something which is like a, hi Sandra, which is proven by centuries. You know, you immediately. Anyway, Pat, it doesn't matter right now, oil or acrylics. What I want you to do, we're gonna go right away right now. Take that landscape, create outline of it
Okay. With pencil?
with pencil
Okay.
on the same. And just let me see. Let me take a look one more time on that thing, and then just paint that. Yeah, right here. You have also this blue house. There's some abstract. I see there's some abstract, very beautiful. But I like this river bank.
Okay.
And I like that river, and I like that it has horizontal line, and then this river kind of comes beautifully out.
Right.
So create that. You know what you can do? You can also make your horizon line a little bit upper. Would be better
Okay.
for eyes, you know? So you leave less of the sky.
Okay.
Or quite opposite, a lot of sky and that comes out. But I think the first will be better. Make horizon line a little bit upper, little bit less of a sky, just a stripe, and then make the outline, all those trees, and we're gonna paint it today with a palette knife.
Okay.
Fast,
Okay.
impasto, very quick. I would suggest acrylics because it dries fast and it's less demand.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we got it.
This is exactly what I was hoping would happen. And talk a little
Put me to
bit.
work, right?
Diana,
I'm
and I was about oil because I cannot work with oil myself. That's why it's like I'm working with inks, acrylics, and I have this longing towards the oil, but I never can put it together. You know, it needs
Fucking pain in the ass to work with oil. That's like what it is.
studio. It needs special, you know, air system because it's really not good for you.
No. And it's like, you can't work quickly. You
You
can't
can
like,
work quickly. It dries, takes a couple days, or sometimes if it's bad, and then it's very, very, very expensive. Real ones now, like you can buy made in China for $9.99, but it's not. It's not.
so Lotto, what I'd love you to do in this class as you're continuing to work with people, can you continue to talk a bit about abstract, like how we abstract, the different types of abstraction? You talked a little bit about
Of course.
lyrical abstraction, maybe give us some examples, and we'll put that into the thread and we'll call this art discussion about.
Absolutely.
would-
Absolutely. Julia, hello.
Hello.
Hi.
I
know.
kind of. Oh,
Leah,
sorry.
it's such a broad topic, this abstraction, because it was really the art of 20th century, you know? It's 100 years. People from all over the world were like kind of like attempting to create pure magic, you know, without representational, and some of attempts have failed, some are wonderful, some end up in contemporary design and architecture. It's very complicated. It's like it could be serious, you know. So there is also proto abstraction like Hilma af Klint in her mystery, but it's not quite in abstract. It's you know, like it's like a mystical, magical, tarot-driven kind of drawings, and those existed in 17th and 16th century too, you know.
Right. But and Hilma, and her story is interesting because she knew nobody's ready for this right now. So I'm waiting until I can predict they will be ready.
Accomplished. She was very accomplished realistic painter. I saw her big exhibition in Guggenheim in New York, and there was like a fantastic realistic landscapes and stuff like that. And then, but she did it, you know, it's also what's strange about abstraction. You need to play on a field of contemporary art. If you're out of it, you're not participating in it, and you're not part of it. It's very weird, you know.
Right.
It's almost like a club, you know. You need to be in the galleries, you need to be in museums, you need to hang out with right people in the right time.
Yep. The 9th Street women, the like 9th Street artists, like this is a, yes, absolutely.
Yeah, and there's a
there's a good biography on YouTube you can find on Hilma of Klint, and it's only like 20 minutes long.
Would you send that across the thread, Jean?
Yeah.
The link?
Yeah,
That would
and this, so what I'm talking about, so it's not.
It was Swedish, of course.
Of course.
Yeah. Fantastic artist, very interesting. The size-wise, it's a monumental work. So it's ready to be mosaics almost, you know. It could be mosaics. It could be like kind of like a monumental decorative stuff, frescoes. It was like frescoes. So what I was talking about abstract, it takes root in almost everything, you know. And so we should find our way to.
Oops.
Sorry.
What was that?
That was
my
her
YouTube.
trying to follow up she's calling up the link to the Hilma F. Clinton trying to send.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't follow your instructions so well, Lado, but there is my tree where it is at.
Just show me. You sent it?
I sent it.
Okay, let me see.
It's very weird.
Weird is not bad in art.
It's not, I actually
Oh, I
kind of,
love it. That's as well.
Very nice. It's very, very nice.
it reminds me of, say, you know, some like Matisse landscapes or something.
Yeah, especially that blue shadows. You know,
Exactly.
that
Yeah.
fauvism. Very beautiful, very beautiful.
So what do you suggest I do?
I suggest you work a little bit on a sky and a tree. It's just little touches, you know. I don't think anything actually needed. It's just a very nice, you know, quick, beautiful sketch. What I want you to do is just to take, I'll show you what I want you to do, okay?
You want me to do just the branches
Yes,
with
I'll
no
show-
leaves?
I'll show you what I want you to do right now. I'm gonna send you back.
Okay. Hey, Sunny. My assistant is here. My assistant is here. Do you want to say hi, my little assistant?
Okay. Yana, I'm sending the image, what I want you to do,
Okay.
and now compare. It looks not bad.
Oh, okay. So a similar, but just the top of the tree.
Just the top of that, it's coming, and you know, it's just coming on us without, you don't need the just this, you know, bigger.
Yeah.
Those oranges, the bigger size, you know, just
Yeah.
a little bit, maybe less green.
Yeah,
just like that, and then a big canvas, you know.
that's what Leah said you would say.
Well, I know what you meant, but she
Yeah.
really, I find really interesting, and I want to interject here just a little bit. She's been struggling all week with she put in the ground, and I was like, that's not what he said for you to do. And she struggled with how to do that. And I
Yeah.
think came up with a pretty good adaptation.
Very good,
But
fantastic.
I said, like, this is not what we were, like after all that struggle,
Yeah.
I tell you to just use branches.
It's a fantastic, but I think this fragmentation will work better.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
But I
frag-
also
Yeah.
I want to sort of acknowledge, I think the struggle was you came up with, she was forced to deal with elements that really distracted from the main piece. And I think she did a good job with it.
It's a fantastic job, and that's an art show. It's Diane's art show working. She does
It's-
something, and it's very good. Then she thinks she made it worse, and then she fixes
Yeah.
that, and it's
Yeah.
very good. It's this circle, and it's very good if you know.
It's very good. It's surprisingly good considering how problematic those elements were.
It's
So
good, very
it's
good.
really great. I think you did great.
Thank you.
It's a very beautiful piece, but I think this fragmentation will really work there.
Yeah. And
It's
I kind of like that better too, because
It's
That's-
easy.
yeah, no, but it also is attractive to me.
Yeah.
It's
And
Yeah.
so it needs to be, if you have big canvas, really, and you start
how
painting,
big?
Huh?
I have big canvases. How big?
I don't know, 30 on 30 or bigger,
So square.
square
I
or.
square ones, I only have 24 by 24.
Let's do that. Why not? It's
Yeah.
good.
Okay.
24 by 24. Start with the brush, let it flow, let it
Yeah.
drip, and then fix it with the palette knife, and let's
Okay.
make it like it. Up in
Okay.
your face.
I'm all for that.
Right.
All for that. I just gonna go and get some more coffee, and
Fantastic.
I'll be right back. And a treat for Sunny so she doesn't bug me so much.
I sent a drawing. Did you want it that simple?
You send it? Okay, I'll check it.
Okay.
Simply is better, yeah, because now we're just going towards the abstract, and let me see. It's very beautiful, yeah. Maybe make a little bit more trees up there, you have those
Okay.
trees. So make a couple of those trees, and that's a beautiful. So you see, you have those several elements right now,
Right.
geometrical almost. And now you can fill it in with the paint. You can start using brush, just kind of very quick, very loose. And then with palette knife, you bring color and you bring a little bit more intensity. And so what we're gonna do, it would be recognizable as a landscape that you painted, but it will be a little bit step forward towards abstraction. Think about
Okay.
like, will be like if it's bridge, arch bridge. That's your realistic stuff. And then in the middle, and then next one will be total abstraction based on this,
Okay.
Okay.
Because
And
it's just green paint. I'm not sure how to do it any other way, but okay. I'll figure it out.
green, you can add a little bit of yellow in it. You can let bits of blue, just play on the palette, mixed a little bit,
Not mix completely?
Huh?
You mean not mix it completely?
just to mix the colors. Your green
Okay.
doesn't have to be green out of tube, because you can create something interesting. You can add a
Okay.
little bit of cold using blue, little bit of warm using brown. Just play with that, try to make it interesting.
Okay. Okay.
Can I send you my dog?
Absolutely.
Shall I just show it to you like this, or do you want a photo?
Photo too, you can show like this, and I can, yeah.
Okay, this is a dog.
Fantastic, yeah.
It's watercolor
Uh-huh.
and it's soft press. Soft press I'm finding a bit difficult, but anyway, this is where I'm at. That's the dog.
Very nice, very nice.
I think I'm gonna have to do some grass, I guess, but maybe not everywhere.
I don't know, maybe not. Maybe just you know what, Sandra, I was thinking about. How about if you will use, a silver leaf? You know what I'm talking about? You
No.
paint the dog and then found a background goes silver leaf,
What is silver leaf?
It's this glazing, like silver or could be bronze, and it will create little bit decorative kind of contemporary art. You not slavishly follow this grass. You don't have to do that anymore. Dog is beautiful itself, and then you put it. Is this thing, you see, that you can buy in every art supply store, the leaf, and then you just adjusting it on the paper behind, and there would be flat background and this beautiful. I mean, just a thought,
But the thing is that the dog so far is very monochrome. So if I put something very monochrome in the back, it's going to stay monochrome. Otherwise, the green would kind of liven it up.
It's up to you. Absolutely, you can do that too. But I think monochrome is not bad. I mean, it's just
No, it's not bad. Sometimes it works really well.
Sometimes it
But
works
in
very
this
well.
case,
It's graphical work.
I think
I like the color of this dog. Actually, your painting. I like the color of this dog. Can you send it? Can you send it on the thread?
Yeah, he's darker. I mean, I need to go darker still. I
Yeah.
haven't made him dark enough.
Yeah.
It's a she. Today's Sunday. Ah.
Okay, I'll see. I'll take a look right now. Thanks.
I need to go quite a bit darker, I think.
Little bit, but I like.
I mean, I'm planning to give it to the owner, so it has to look like.
Yeah. I like the color very much right here. I think eyes are beautiful. I think color is very, very, very good. Yeah, I see green could work here. Yeah, this kind of it will give the depth and.
I think only at the bottom, so it would be like a vignette kind of.
Yeah. You should really absolutely try it. Yeah. Fantastic. Very good. I like the color. I like how you're painting the fur. It's very good. It's very, very good.
Taking a long time, but
We will think about this silver glaze or some kind of decorative.
yes, I need to experiment.
Later. We'll think
Yeah.
later about it. Okay. Finish that one, and I think I'm cooking something for you aesthetic wise. Something new.
Okay.
Something new is something that would be very sellable.
Thank you.
I love that word. I'm such a Jew. I'm allowed to say that.
About what happened, Leah? You like to
About-
sell
I
work?
said I love that word sellable, and then I said I'm such a Jew.
Oh,
It
come
makes
on.
me funny. I like the money. I like to make the money. I like to attach money to art making when possible.
But I mean, can I say something? I understand you like money, but why you choose that business?
Why did I choose this business? Well,
There is
that's
much
the
easier
challenge.
path to make
Yes,
money.
that's true.
Yeah.
It's true. I like to make
Well,
money.
at least you didn't stay in journalism because that's kind of dead now.
But it's more money
Yeah.
in a way.
That's
I
true
mean,
in the
more-
short term. I
more
like
easily.
the challenge. It's a great question. I like the challenge. And actually what I'm working on right now, Lado and everybody, but it's based on conversations Lado and I have had and my other teachers. I'm expanding what we offer and trying to make that accessible on the website. So I'm actually tweaking up my website and getting very excited as I'm like, oh, that means we can do this kind of business and this kind of business and that kind of business and this kind of business. And it's much more, it's gonna make more money for everybody. I can tell you that.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I absolutely, the best thing I can do in service, this kind of service wise, is to young people to prepare their portfolio for big art schools,
Right.
That's
Right.
the best I can do. I have 100% enrollment. I was teaching people in New York, all of them got into the like Chicago Institute of Art, you know, like LaGuardia School. Yeah, certainly all of them, all of them.
That's just one of the many.
One of the many. but
Very
that's the-
excited, you guys. I can't even tell you. So right now, my creative energy right now is going into how to make that clear. But it's exciting. So, you know, when I'm saying it because like when you say, why go into this business for money making? Like it is the ultimate challenge, but it is there. The revenue streams are there. You just have to kind of.
Because
It's
I
just a
know,
bit harder, I suppose. But
Correct.
I know you for years, Leah, right? I know you for years. And so you kind of you were done with journalism and you live in Budapest and you can say, you know what? I'm gonna enroll in a Ross School of Business at Michigan University. You could do that instead of making art, you know? Right now, you could be somewhere right there in a hedge fund doing something, managing some portfolios, you know?
Right.
But,
Boring.
but you didn't do that, you know? And that's, you could do that. You absolutely could enroll in Michigan. Let's say Michigan, and then that's not, it's just the middle of the road, nice school.
Right.
You didn't do that.
I
You
did
went,
not.
you went to the ultimate challenge, ultimate quest for an artist, how to make money, you know?
Well, and not just for me, but for my people. So that's what's really exciting. Like, I'm like, oh my God. And here I am on the recording talking about this when this is supposed to be about abstract art, but I am excited about the opportunities that we are about to make available.
Yeah.
Everybody at all levels, and everyone is gonna like benefit from this. It's all kind of about presentation, how you say it.
Yeah.
So that
Well,
people.
well, if we want to talk about abstract art now, I can also add, totally changing topic. So I think in 21st century, abstract art is taken a little bit lightly, you know? People think it's just enough to get a canvas, and it's not, you know, and just to pour some abstract medium, you know, pouring abstract medium and it doesn't work. And it's a great thing about abstraction that artificial intelligence cannot do it right, you know? It's like, it cannot do it. Abstract is very human too, you know? It's very, very human. And it's very also individualistic. You immediately see the difference between Mark Rothko and Robert Motherwell or Lee Krasner and, you know, just.
No, it's really just decor, right?
What? Abstract art? Could be too. There is nothing wrong to. No, you know, it's also.
I just need something blue over my couch.
But I'll tell you something, you know, it's also 20th century attitude towards decor, like a little bit snobbish kind of decor is nothing, you know, it should be simple, pure, without decor. But I'll tell you, all this Greek classical art was nothing but decor, you know.
Mhm.
The sculptures in the niches, you know, in the temples, all the mosaics on the floor, which we right now, unbelievable for us how it was made. It's all decor. So you can treat decor also, like one of my favorite decors is just a Julia Mehretu's frescoes in New York downtown, one of the banks, I think, you know. She's the Ethiopian-born American artist, abstract artist, and it's fantastic piece, you know. So decor, yeah, I wish I could participate.
I know there are days I have that feeling too. Ladochka, can you post her name and the piece across?
Julia Mehretu, yeah, I'm gonna let me research right now. I'll look. I think I already shared her, but let me see. Let me take a look. So she made it in, I think, let me see this. Goldman Sachs.
Oh,
In offices. And I'm gonna share the image, guys, okay? It's really hard. I need to find better image. Just give me a second, guys. It's incredible. I think, Leah, in terms of abstraction, we can take several artists and just kind of follow their steps, you know, towards how they become an abstract. What was their path, you know? I think that would be a kind of interesting. Okay,
Well, we have a lot of people, I think, by the time they get to your class, they're looking for that, right? And
Yeah.
we noticed this happened very organically because this started out as a printmaking class.
yeah,
And so naturally, organically pushed people towards abstraction in a easy to understand way.
but not all of them. Not all of them.
Not all of them, but it helps people to simplify, I guess.
Yeah.
And then it urges, oh my God, that's amazing. Julia Mayro. Holy
Mehret too.
For printmaking, you know, I discovered a really good tool in my
Yeah.
kitchen for baking. What do you call the round thing you have when you bake bread?
Yeah,
Rolling pin,
rolling.
The what?
rolling pin.
Rolling pin. That's really good for the printmaking. The rolling pin.
As long as you don't go back to baking with it afterwards.
Yeah. And also, but I have a question because my friend, my painting friend in Sweden, she got into printmaking. She's done it before, but
Yeah,
she said you need to have a wet paper when you print. Is that true?
no, not
No?
in those inks we use. We use water soluble inks. It would not print. You need to have a wet
Okay.
paper. You have to have a wet paper for etching, and then you
okay.
etching with the oil-based inks
Ah.
from the copper plates with the ink.
Okay.
You don't need to know. You don't need to.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah. She was right, but it's a different technique. We can't have that technique. It requires real printmaking studio with this big easel, you know, like, which is
Okay.
closest thing to that easel you can do is a pasta maker. And you're rolling, you know, pasta maker has 2 cylinders and you're rolling that.
Yeah. Okay. Or like you have in the laundry room for the
That too, yeah.
Mangle.
mangle, yeah. Okay, it's called mangle in English too?
Yeah.
That's what it's called in Swedish as well. I didn't know.
Probably comes from Romans,
Yeah.
and that's why it travels through all languages. Of course, guys. Everything comes from Romans. All we do too, right here, right now. From Greeks. Let's go to very root of
Yeah,
it.
they stole it from the Greeks.
Yeah, let's go to very root of the thing.
Mhm.
With a little via Egypt.
Oh, yeah.
But I think really the 20th century modernist art, as they look at the whole, it's a fantastic kind of like a package humanity sent to the future, you know. It's absolutely gonna shine in the several centuries. There would be the moment then, like it was first global art too, you know. It united many cultures, which is very interesting. If you look at the 19th century, Romanticism, Germans, you know, like something else, it's like British, you know. And abstract art is a global. It has several, of course, it has several centers, but it is a global art. So
I've put a bit more movement in. I did this yesterday in class, and
oh, fantastic.
Leah gave me some input on the color, and I put a bit more movement into the water so it didn't look so still. But I'm
Fantastic.
just thinking I need to stop now.
I think you need to stop now. I think maybe the only little thing, the
Yeah.
water on the how to
Yeah.
say, background and foreground.
Yeah,
What's the word? The
the
background
planes,
and what's the opposite of background?
the foreground.
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 Water on the foreground will be touch darker.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Okay.
talking about?
Yeah.
Little
Yeah.
bit darker. You did that. Maybe little bit more, and
Little
then
bit
it's
more.
done.
Okay.
And it's done.
Okay.
It's absolutely stunning colors. Those mountains with this yellowish going into that red, that maroon red, and this orange, this gray. It's absolutely fantastic.
Oh, thank you.
And Julia, I wanted
Absolutely
to
beautiful.
jump in here and say, very nice work, sort of taking in what we were talking about. You had some little loopy pink and blue streaks in the front
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
could maybe in a couple of places go over the darks once you get it dark enough. Those
Okay.
look
Yeah,
nice.
Julia,
So,
you know what's also,
color.
you know why also suggesting to make it darker. If you're painting landscape, water is almost always darker than the sky.
Yeah.
You know, and here is almost this, just a little touch, just a little touch. Don't overproduce. It's beautiful as it is. It's fantastic. I love the color palette here.
Thank you.
I really love color palette. It's unique. This orange, maroon, this gray, blue, fantastic, fantastic.
It's a
Pat.
bit different.
Oh,
than-
Pat, that's already beautiful. So very beautiful. It's so fresh. I think you should, I don't know, maybe little touches with the palette knife, you know?
Mm. This is all pastels.
Yours, but I'm talking about now different. Pat's.
Oh, okay.
It's
sorry.
kind of similar. No, you're Julia. Amazing, amazing. I'm really,
I was stuck.
yeah. That color, just frame it and sell it. I'm not kidding. Seriously, sell it, and when you're selling, be happy, because you guys. I'm on another thing. Let your painting go easily. If it's never think about, oh my God, I don't want it, such a wonderful piece. It has your name. It will live in the world. Let it go. That's another kind of, you know. Pat, it's wonderful. I really like freshness, and you can read it as that landscape. So now take the palette knife and just add some touches. Like, for example, you can make the horizon line with the palette knife, and then some trees, and maybe
So
some
make them stand out, make them stand out more?
they stand up a
Okay.
little bit more, just to play with it. But I like the freshness of it. I like the freshness of it. And unfinished thing is also not bad. Unfinito, you know, sometimes just to work a little bit. I like the most. I like how it reads as the water and reflection of it, you know. So don't spoil it, don't overproduce. Keep that fresh, couple touches, and make it move towards something else, you know? You can move, next you can do the same lines, totally arbitrary colors. Bring violet, red, just forget about landscape, but keep that drawing, that design alive. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Are you talking about on this painting or?
This
to start
painting,
a different
painting.
one?
Finish this
Okay.
painting now, make couple touches and put it aside.
Okay,
Don't overproduce, don't spoil it. Then take another piece of, like, I don't know, canvas or whatever you're working, make same design, exactly
Okay.
same design as you did. And then totally free colors. Forget about landscape anymore, but follow the lines. Lines will give you some kind of like idea where to put what, and then put wherever you feel like you can even choose the color. Go through
Okay.
some kind of, let's go to Paul Gauguin and take a little fragment of his, you know, and that fragment will be for, or Paul Cézanne, take little fragment and just use those colors. It's not,
I'm not getting that little fragment of what?
of painting. Will
Of
be
this painting or of
no,
another painting?
no,
that I
no,
like?
no.
I'm not following you.
I'm taking you. So finish this one with couple touches of palette knife.
Right, and then
Keep
put it away.
fresh, put it aside. Then take
Okay.
another piece of paper or canvas.
Right, I
Make
got you that
same-
part.
Make same design, exactly same
Good,
drawing.
okay,
But now we're creating abstract. Now you don't follow the green and the water is the it's going to be the same lines, but totally imaginary colors.
Okay,
And if you're struggling with the colors, you can take, there's nothing wrong to borrow. You can take a little piece of Gauguin palette of work, something beautiful, Paul Gauguin's work.
oh, okay,
with
okay,
the Lilias, and then there's something, and use that relationship, those colors in your work,
okay, okay.
you know?
All right, I got it.
So, yeah. Leah, now
Okay,
bring
I
I
don't
don't
know
know.
how many people could handle this many different projects going at the same time.
Oh, it's fantastic. Jenny, I'm gonna look at your stuff right now. Sorry.
Okay, yeah, I sent over my underpainting.
Yeah. Oh, wonderful. So the parrot
Dries quick.
underpainting. Okay.
I've forgotten how quickly acrylic dries.
Yeah,
You know, now, so you have a yellow underpainting, right?
that's
If
gonna
you-
go under the blue sky.
If exactly what I was, if you do blue over it with the yellow, that would sing, you know? yeah. Do that.
So then, yeah, I did the deep pink under what's gonna be mostly greens and blues.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And just, you can take little brush and just leave some yellow to,
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, fantastic, fantastic.
Okay, I have a red and blue underpainting.
You already have.
Well, it's kind of
Yeah,
underpainting.
Please,
Yes,
please,
just a quick layout. I changed format to 24 by 30.
Okay, not bad, not bad. Diana, I want to tell you something. Your work are making me very happy.
Thank you.
This is a, Leah, this is a good class. The people doing fantastic art here, you know, like, it's incredible. We can have an
It's
exhibition.
a necessary class because it's the absolute evolution of what I've been doing with
Yeah,
every,
we can have like, I was
which is
thinking
like
about,
working them from,
no, Leah, what I was thinking about real exhibition, you know, how we can have a real exhibition with the physical, in the physical space, you know?
that's
So the-
tricky.
The branches are in the wrong places, but
Okay,
that's like just basically where the fruit.
right.
is
I'm
coming.
gonna take a look. Oh my God, it's beautiful. So now you're just gonna start enrich that. It's already look very Matisse-esque, you know? Check this out. You know, but ability of Matisse to leave it like this and for us to believe him, it was incredible something, isn't it?
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
see. That's a beautiful combination. It's right in front, right, and it's almost abstract. It's, yeah. So now just paint as you,
I just wanted to place the fruits kind of,
very good.
and then I'm gonna go on.
Yeah.
And I think I need to move the branches a little bit, but
Yeah,
I-
no, you can. And
Yeah.
you're gonna work in pastel, you wanna work with a palette knife probably, so you can do it very easily.
yeah, so I'm gonna work with palette knife on this,
But yes,
okay?
and the brush too. You can use brush and palette knife,
Okay,
and the pet will end up with abstraction today, right away.
Yep.
Leah, what you meditating on now?
She's on mute. Leah, you're on mute.
No, I have to find my Zoom screen. Right now, I am restructuring the website on the online classes so it can include the private instruction and the group classes. And I'm just,
Yeah.
so it's a kind of a big meditation in how I just had a brain wave this morning. So I'm very like, okay, better get this down, because for me, it kind of happens in waves and I'm like, all right,
Fantastic.
you're ready to go. And yeah, it involves like kind of including the language. I think the tricky thing for our business is that these are small classes and we can do both small and big.
Yeah.
So the challenge is to create language that doesn't turn off the small people, the small sizes and the small classes and the individual stuff, but also turns on people who have bigger money to spend. So
Yeah.
that the challenge, like, for example, I was just thinking, I used to have something called Art at Work as a subhead, but it doesn't really explain what it is we're doing. And so then I thought, well, why don't I call it corporate art classes? But then if you're like a small business, you're not a corporation, that turns you off. But really it's team building. Like that's what it is. It's team building. So it's finding the right word
Yeah.
to pull people further in. And it's interesting. It's like
Yeah.
simple.
Yeah.
It's simple and not simple. It's obvious once you figure it out, but it's not until that time. It's like, so how do we say team building? So it could be.
But you know, Leah, I mean, like for Reuters, for instance, who are for now our major sponsors, they're not looking at it like team building at all, because in order for it to be team building, it would have to be like a whole team taking part. They're looking at it as mental. Mental
health.
Mental health.
Yeah.
So you might want, I don't know, bear that in mind, because for team building, like my whole team would have to be in, and then that's never going to happen. Because
I disagree. I actually disagree with you on this one, but I appreciate the thought. To me, team building is the better I mean, I could change it to something like employee art, but that even isn't very clear. I can't and if I put mental health, that doesn't
that doesn't work.
You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? Team building is a
work balance. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, because that signifies it doesn't signify that the employer is providing something.
I think you should look at the Japanese practices. They still are working on calligraphy, all those kind of stuff. Highly technological society, number one, right? And so what they pitch on that, how they like a traditional something for mental meditation, for mental calm, something.
Y'all are like going off the train. Like I can see you going on all the trains I've done. In reality, I think most corporate clients come through the idea of art for team building. Like they may not a team building mental health. I might do that, but like in reality, you have to find the right word. And here's a classic example. I just saw somebody post something across one of my local listservs, and I'm not trying to reject what you guys are saying. I'm just saying I've been through this already, like several stages of this, and used every single thing that you've talked about. And it isn't quite capturing the level of client that I want to get. And what
about Leah, kind of creativity for innovation?
Now I think you're onto something.
I like it, but it's a little too creativity could work.
I'm thinking about the sort of, tapping into your internal kind of creativity, because
Leah,
people don't feel creative.
I'm going to write it down, but it's still very long for a tab. Remember,
for sure, and maybe it's the
that might be language I might use but it isn't
it's not the pull, the string. Yeah,
it's the string. And here's what you need to think about. I would like to pull in some more corporate clients like Reuters and LA Press Club, but I also want to get the person who wants to take 8 of their employees and do a 1-session class.
Yeah.
Either online or in person. So I can't call it corporate art classes. I can't call it health and wellness. I can call it creativity and innovation, but that's too vague. I can call it, I used to call it art at work, but I think that's too vague. I don't think that's really worked for me. So it's like, to me, although team building is a kind of small part, at least it's a corporate reference, it's a business reference. It's something a lot of people want to do. And it has many different meanings. It can mean like, small things, it can mean the big thing. Of course, there's a million reasons why you would want to do like art. And what I can say is what I've had before is too vague. It's not specific enough. And if I aim it too much to the corporate audience,
Not this off.
it doesn't work. You know, it doesn't really, it excludes this whole line of marketing that's available. It's the same kind of thing. It's just smaller.
Maybe you need to advertise it differently to different targets.
Well, I am, but you still have to think of the entry word. Remember, this is all the same thing. It's not like team building and art classes for mental health, because they're both the same. Like at the end, it's all the same. So somehow I have to have an entry in. I have to have words that fit on a tab. It's not so easy, is it?
These things are always tough.
They are tough. And it's not like I haven't done, you know what I mean? Like, so that's what I'm thinking. And
It's the hardest thing. Yeah, it's the hardest thing. It's like come up with the rock band name, you know?
yeah, like come up with a rock band name, come up with your book title, come up with your entry in. I
It's
actually,
really hard.
team building is the closest
You
I've
know,
come.
some bands can do that, you know, some bands have it fantastic and Joy Division, fantastic. And then they end up being New Order, even better. you
Right.
know?
Well, for the 80s, sure. That's such an 80s band name. They're the 80s band name. The 90s band names are things like the what is it? The
311.
Daddy,
311.
the Cherry Poppin' Daddies, or the
Soul Asylum. Soul
Yeah.
Asylum.
exactly.
Or Spin Doctors.
Exactly. The 80s was a little, although a rather cynical time, the 80s was a little bit more like Simply Red, Duran Duran. It was more sort of fun. The what's the Cranberries group? What are they called again?
The Cranberries. It is the
Cranberries.
Cranberries. Yeah.
Cranberries.
Like a very like a 90s name. Anyway, I'm not meaning to like dismiss, but I want you guys to know this is a bigger thing than anything we have ever talked about. And simplifying it is like really, really tricky. You know, like this means Lotto could like
It's
send
done. Done.
thing to his wife's, you know, Cornell people and see who wants to grab there, right? Like, so it really has to be more, it's elegant, it has to be elegant and simple and flexible. And that's the trick.
Yeah. The Cornell is full of himself, so they.
Yeah, but trust me, they're throwing that word team building around. They're also talking about creativity and innovation.
Absolutely. Oh my God, of course.
And they're also looking for ways to break people out of their normal ways of thinking. Okay, hold on. Now I'm thinking.
Art does change your perspective because you can use all kinds of materials, and you actually trying to be. Right now, I see all these brilliant people we have right here. They're trying their best.
Yeah.
The best they. I mean, it's really, it's like Olympics. You know, it's like 100 meters. It's just the best they can. You know.
And from the work perspective, a lot of people think they can't. So the idea is take anybody at any level. And so if I just advertise online art classes, that excludes a lot of people right there.
Yeah.
A lot of people think they can't.
You know what hardest thing in art right now, hardest thing, it's to let people understand that you need to stick a little bit, at least 10 or 15 lessons, and then you'll feel from lesson 1 to lesson 15, and you'll see, oh my God, it is really working, you know? And then if you have a lesson number 150, you're absolutely amazing. And that is the hardest. We live in the kind of, you know, like Twitter era, the 140 word. I mean, it's like a
instant gratification.
Yep, instant gratification. We are the opposite of instant gratification. That is true about the company.
Yeah, it wouldn't be the instant gratification. You need to take little bit of time and a little bit of effort, and then you know it will end up being interesting and amazing. Guys,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
but
go
actually-
I'm gonna put some another cup of tea. I'll have a little break, 5 minutes, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And Pat, I want to see what you're doing. I'll come back and let's see where you are, okay?
Okay.
All right.
I was going to say, actually, Leah, you're very good at providing the instant gratification.
It's like
where-
it happens, isn't it?
taking somebody from nowhere and getting them to see what they can do and that they can do it.
I totally agree, because I still remember how I felt after my very first class. I was like, I cannot draw at all. And I walked out going, I made something that looked like a real drawing.
Holy
And-
shit.
Yeah, yeah. And it was like this miracle happened in my life. And it's true. Her name
But
is
it's also true that, like, this reminds me of a class I taught. I used to do a lot more like paint and sip parties and things like that. And I remember this one woman saying to me at one, well, now that you've opened we did one lesson. I think it was drawing the lily. And she said, so now that we've opened our right brain, is it just open? Is it flowing? And I said, well,
Something you have to think with your left brain about.
you have to keep opening it. You have to keep opening it to like make it actually continue to flow. It will shut right back down again. It's just like a muscle. So it is true that like there is a certain kind of a person who, that's the other thing I've really understood, is what we're really working on is that that combination of the instant gratification of, wow, I can do this, to wait, what happened if I did this all the time? And so we like these small classes, this community feel. I love that you guys all know each other and you're from different places of life. I mean, right now you're my nexus because you're the people I know, but like now slowly we're expanding that outward to the people my other teachers know, the people, right? Like I like it, this sort of elegant simplicity. I do not want that to change. So classes stay small and intimate, and yet like you show up for them every week because that's how you keep going. So it's like kind of like more like we're turning people on to art, but that is like, and then you build up like with like a little brick wall. Each class is a little brick in your brick wall of art success. So one brick doesn't make a wall, but like your bricks all have to be successful for you to build a wall that works.
Some of us just take 5 years to build a wall.
Some of us, I think all of us, take a lifetime to build our wall.
Yeah.
I'm doing it right now in my own work. So is Lotto. So are all of you. Like we're all like kind of at this stage of reinventing, pushing, going further. There are some artists that aren't like that. There are some artists that find a thing, it works for them, and they kind of ride it like a horse. But like for, I think most people, you go through phases, where you're like building up, you get some skill level in a certain thing, and then you're like, I'm ready to try the next thing. And you don't even know what that is until you get through the skill building. Pat, I can say now, having known you a long time, it's natural to me that you would go towards abstract because that's the art that you like consistently. That's the artist that you find admirable. But also, your skill building had to get up to the point where that was a possibility.
I had to know what you should do to be able to learn how to abstract it.
Right. And Sandra, on the other hand, is not really about abstracting.
Mm.
She's about creating like the detail that she likes in many different mediums, working with animals. You have a very specific goal you're working towards. And so Sandra is constantly pushing by changing up the medium, by changing up and creating, I will say, Sandra, tell me if this is right, like kind of stressing, like creating a certain amount of stress for you as you do it. It's like not easy.
I always know, no, it's never easy.
It's
Because
wonderful.
I guess you're always trying to push further and further. And
Well, you are. That is like absolute truth. You are. And that's really fantastic. When people are outside their comfort zone, that's the space that Lotto and I are trying to hold for you. Like, and any other teacher who works for me, that's actually what we're really trying to hold. Yesterday, in the pastel class, it was really interesting. There was a lot of anxiety. And there was a lot of, to the point where I had to keep saying, don't panic, don't panic, don't stop panicking, right? Like, because there was anxiety from a couple of students, but really the only reason it was there is that they were pushing to the next level. And both of them got to a place
Where they could breathe.
it was valid. It was valid, but all because it was indicative of
But it was also result oriented. It was also result oriented that, you know.
yeah, it was towards the end, we got somewhere. So holding that space where you can communicate that and not feel like people are going to think you're stupid, right? To, okay, how do I do this to like, you know, like it's a very interesting, like, we're trying to create that tension all the time. Like, and then kind of mitigate the tension as you get more experience and practice. And then you bring the tension up again and you know, like, although I don't even believe in this, I believe more in this spiral. I don't believe in up, up, up. I believe in a spiral of development where sometimes you're down here and sometimes you're up here, but you're always at a farther place because of what you've built before. Yeah, it's so hard. But anyway, I feel like we demonstrate that. I feel like some people are looking for that. And I feel like we have the capacity to do that on many levels. And so the challenge is saying it in the ways that are the gateways in. Also, I had this crazy idea this morning that maybe for Mental Health Month in October, we ought to do a calendar. Student work.
Oh, I love it.
You have to buy it, so it would probably be print on demand, or I don't know. Like, I don't know. What do you think? Is that like an interesting?
I always wanted to do a calendar.
A calendar.
I mean, like my own calendar, but I'm
Yeah, you want to do your
not in
own.
another
Not
calendar.
an art at work calendar. Does that seem as appealing to you, or?
Well, the only calendars I know from Reuters are like news pictures. And I used to give one to my parents every year, and I used to be almost embarrassed because some of the pictures are so harrowing.
Well, then what
It would
about
be nice to have
art
something different.
calendar? Oh my God, if we create, so then this is valuable because I could talk to, so Reuters would have to pay for that, but that would be a deliverable based on, and your guys' art, we would basically, so we would select your guys' artwork in different months, maybe 2 artworks. That would be kind of fun, wouldn't it? That would be kind of neat. I was just like, what different things can we do that we haven't done before? And a calendar is exciting, isn't it?
And it's easily done. I mean, right?
Not too,
Because
not
there's all these companies that do them.
exactly. It's not too difficult. I also have a great designer who's like super cheap and can print them and mail them. And I mean, there's many options. Also, Sandra, I think you should do a calendar of your animals. I think
Yeah,
you should.
no,
Are we doing a
but
calendar for 2024?
That's what I was thinking, like that we would present it in October, but it would be a 2024 calendar.
yeah, it
for
has to be 2024.
art at
Nobody's-
work, or maybe even just art for Reuters or the Roaming or the LA Press Club, or maybe just art at work, and then, or I don't know, or it would be a big group calendar. Maybe you'd have the option to brand it, like, I don't know, it just came to me this
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
Calendar, I like that idea. Maybe we do several calendars. Maybe like
Yes, I think you're gonna need several calendars because we have
Right,
many
several
students.
calendars, right? So we could do one for Reuters and one for maybe the LA Press Club, and then you can sell them.
Yeah,
And
I don't think Reuters would be into selling calendars, would they?
well, no, they would buy them.
Yeah, they would buy them for their
Would
people.
buy them for their
Yeah.
people.
Either for people or maybe to give, to their clients, but not sell them, obviously.
No,
Yeah.
no. but
Are
they
you
would
want
have
to create
buy them.
calendar with works of your students?
Yeah, what do you think? It's a great idea.
Fantastic, fantastic. 12 artworks, fantastic.
Well, and Sandra was just pointing out that if we did one specific, we could design several, one for like Reuters only, one for the Art at Work program, one for private, one for the entire one for the roaming studio, which could be anybody.
Amazing idea, and it's
Good
doable,
idea, right?
printable, it's very easy to do, and then
Easy.
everyone could have a little, I mean, it could be like a present, fantastic.
Yeah, yes. So we do 2024 and we make them available starting in October.
Oh my
Uh,
God.
It's a great idea, right? I told you to this morning was the bing, like
Yeah.
every fucking idea just came. Some
So
days,
that would put a little bit of interesting intensity to create on an artist to create the very best.
the one that gets selected for the calendar. Yes, indeed.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I see some works right there. I can help with
Oh,
selection.
yeah. Truthfully, everybody in this class would be up for that. There are definitely things that can be fun. So anyway, that's where my head is this morning. It's in business, but in this very
Yeah.
creative way. We're getting ready to launch a week-long tween art intensive for the summer.
Yeah.
And I also want you to do your team building, your profile classes, Lotto. I want to get those in. And then like, I want to get these other people who are looking to get their employees out for 2 hours, 3 hours, into a studio or some kind of bohemian, like all of these different, or maybe they're all over the place, so they want to do it online. There's a lot of ways to do it, and it's just trying to get the right verbiage. But thank you guys. It's helpful to talk to you about it because it clarifies for me what it is we're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very interesting. It's very interesting how
How you say it.
For me, from my teaching perspective, I also changed a lot in terms of, it's very interesting. And in my approach towards it, it was very helpful, very helpful. I'm very grateful to all of you, It was very amazing.
It's very expansive for the right teacher. It's
Yeah.
very expanding for the right teacher. It kind of like opens you up to your own ideas. It keeps you grounded in your own anxieties as you push up. It inspires you. It's exciting to see
It's exciting to see the progress. I love it very much to see how someone else coming to this classes working and has the progress.
Indeed.
Most exciting thing. It's a really incredible. I like it so much. I don't know why. It's weird.
It's fun. It's fun.
It's fun. It's fun. It's all about human abilities, what we can do if we really try,
What can you do if you really try? That's it.
It's like Olympics for us,
Yeah,
producing the best, and that calendar will be a very interesting idea too.
I know, right? Like
Look
it's
at
like
that, and it's
now I'm like, how do I get this in? So I like this. I'm very
And it
interested.
could be multiple, how multiple calendars. I mean, how many students you have? So we can put big
50 sort of regular, maybe 50, maybe
Yeah.
60, maybe
how
75.
to choose 12 right now. Or it could be several works on each page,
That's what I was thinking. Maybe they work in groups, but I don't, that
Yeah.
doesn't look so nice.
It doesn't
No.
look nice. It needs to be one per.
But what you could do would be put smaller works within the days, maybe choose 3 or 4 days, like
Great idea.
Sundays or, yeah, like
Yeah.
That's it.
spread
That's
out small pictures in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do have a designer who can probably create a template for us, and
Yeah,
she's
Peggy.
Right. So, and Peggy's connected to a printer, so we can do small print runs and big print runs, and
Yeah,
like.
And you can go to the Barnes and Noble or wherever and look at those calendars with a little bit different eye, to steal some ideas. It's nothing.
Exactly.
Borrow it.
So, all right, well, that's going in. That's going to be happening starting in October, you guys. We'll
Yeah.
see how it works. And you're right, it's a little bit of an incentive to work hard because you're going to submit your work and we'll select from that to get them in. Yeah, I was just thinking like it would be fun. Like, what's the next level of thing? We had and this is basically all based on the idea that our biggest paying client, Reuters, pays me also to do
Yeah.
activities in October.
Yeah.
So for Mental Health Awareness Month, because
Yeah, how about little bulk booklet, little book with the artworks and texts? The
Okay.
artist will provide the text and actually text about program.
well, I don't,
You
I
can't
think
sell
calendar
that.
is better because the calendar, I mean, the calendar is useful.
It's got a function,
Yeah.
exactly. I think it's
Calendar has the it will hang in the wall through the
It
year.
will be, and Reuters could decide to order a ton. Like they could decide to order a bunch of them, like if they wanted to.
Yeah.
They may not want to, but like it's their option.
Absolutely, absolutely. It's a fantastic idea. So let's start working and thinking about that right now too. You know,
it's
Should go-
I was going to say it's better than a competition,
Yes.
because the competition people are just going to look at it for a few seconds or a few minutes, whereas the calendar will have it there all year long.
absolutely, absolutely. I agree.
And it's more positive and it's a physical thing you can show people. that you
Absolutely,
can-
absolutely. Yeah, and it's useful, and it's through the year you're using it. You know.
And it's pretty. and
Yeah.
it's all good. Yep. Yep. It's not a bad way to do
You know,
it.
with a message, you can do this too in some way.
Yeah,
And if we market it in the right way, then if we start early enough, then I can work with Peggy's printer so that it's, I mean, the biggest issue about doing this print on demand is, you know, that there are tons of programs, companies online that will do it for you and
Yeah.
they'll print on demand, but they're expensive and they make the calendar expensive and we don't make any money,
Yeah, yeah.
right? But if you can do,
and you can't control how good it looks.
you can't control the quality.
Friend of
Right,
mine who's
so
a
I can-
photographer does it and she's never happy with the color and.
exactly. I can do this with Peggy. I can put money into Peggy's pocket, which makes me happy. And I can put money into Peggy's printer. I want to do that. I'd rather do that than like.
Right,
trying
right.
They one of these big shutterflies.
And you will have a final say about design. You know. You
Yeah,
will-
yeah, and it takes a little longer because you have to schedule a print run, right? So it's a little bit more like doing a book than it is
Yeah.
like doing a print on demand, but like everybody has the potential to make more money off that and to do it more reasonably priced. So yeah, that's kind of the, you know, I also think it's really important during this time because small businesses are really suffering.
Yeah.
It's a bad time for small businesses. So
It's a bad time for big businesses too. There are a lot of them going out of Bed Bath & Beyond, goodbye.
it's bad for everybody, right? Like, and like these small businesses are now at the point where they need to pay back their COVID loans. And there's not the client, people aren't, it's like the big businesses are also finding retail is not at the same level as it was. Everybody, things are more expensive, people aren't spending as much. There's more things to compete again as we go back to kind of regular.
Things are crazy expensive.
Yeah,
Right,
I don't know.
there's and travel and theater and like, and
Yeah.
rock
But
concerts.
you know, my experience when the kind of tough times are coming, art is saving you.
That's the point. Yeah,
Art is absolutely you keep going, you surround yourself with beauty, and
exactly.
that heals your soul and takes worries, and it's a fantastic thing, you know. And now I'm gonna take a look.
I think I've made a big old mess.
It's good.
I love the pink.
I love the pink. So now take the palette knife and maybe paint over it. You can add yellow over that pink.
It's every time I add in another color, it just kind of muddies up the whole thing.
So,
So
is it
should I
oil?
wait
Is it
till-
oil?
No, it's acrylic.
So let it dry. You need to
Okay.
let it dry. Let it dry. And I'll show you, I'm gonna try to find you images of the color palettes I want you to explore. Darren will come again. Darren London Views, okay.
I was thinking in terms of purple and fuchsia and yellow.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you right now how you can, here is the Andre Darren again, he comes to. So here is the color palette we can use. I also want your brushstroke to be less painterly, maybe a little bit more smooth, you know?
Okay.
So right here, I'm sending the image.
Oh, my God. Okay. Okay,
And so that pink you have, you can put some other color on the top of it, but let
right.
pink to shine through it too, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, enrich, you see how many colors he uses. It's not many, but it's sophisticated kind of enough to make the thing interesting. So take it as an example, and just to paint over, and forget, it's not river anymore, you know, it's not trees, it's just an abstract piece. You're just using those lines, those dividing kind of you can put some geometrical little shapes over just to play with it. And it's nothing wrong to fail, you know, you're just starting something new.
I figured that one out.
Yeah. I call this like this is a class of low expectation, but from there we're gonna build something, you know.
Right.
You fail, you work on it. It's very beautiful. Let's make it beautiful. So take the Deren as example and make something your own, turn it into your own.
Okay, just one clarification. Are you suggesting that I put these colors into my painting?
Yeah.
Because I don't think they.
And forget about that is the river. Just now it's make abstract.
Okay,
You can just playfulness, just play with it. Let's see where it will take you. Here's just as example, you know, you see how
Okay.
his sky is divided into yellow, orange.
much brighter. Mine is so dark. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so why don't you try to do that, you know?
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna do an underpainting and then I'm gonna do the palette knife.
Absolutely. And share with us, okay?
Yeah, I haven't come that far yet. I don't think these are the colors I want anyway, so I'm doing layer on layer. It's fun. It's fun.
It's fun. Yeah, it should be fun. It should be, you should feel like some kind of ease, lightness. That's what
Yeah.
I'm looking forward, always, lightness in everything you do.
Who is that, Ladochka?
Andre Deren again.
Ah, Derain. Fucking, I should have
The
known.
London views, yeah.
He's really great.
Yeah, but you see, it needs a lot of effort to see London in those colors.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna send you my dog. I'm not sure where to go from here.
You're setting it to Lado, right?
No, well, I'm sending it to the thread, but I'd like your opinion as well.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Lee, I was thinking for Sandra, the silver leaf on the background. So she does the dog, you know, minimal monochrome colors, and then silver leaf on the background. And it takes it from realistic, you know, photo-based recreation in aquarelle and watercolor into, you know, some kind of strange.
I like it. I think she'll like that. I think there'll be a period, I think it's the exact kind of challenge that Sandra likes.
What
Yeah,
relief.
And it's doable. It's very easy. I can teach you how to do that. And I think so. It's like $8 per pack.
I think it's exciting. I like it.
But I mean, I've put a lot of work into this. I don't want to ruin it with something experimental that I'm not
No,
going to
not
master.
this. In general, in your next.
Oh, in general,
or
okay.
in
Yes,
general,
I'd love to try it.
your
Not
things will
necessarily on this piece. Oh,
not this piece, but your animals will come. It would become a kind of like a art piece in
trademark.
itself, you know, not just a recreation of photograph, which is I'm
right.
trying to take you off that, you know.
Okay. But in, well, yes, gonna then. In the meantime, what does this one need?
Okay, I'm gonna open right now. It's very good. It doesn't need much, you know. It just needs the grass as you want it.
Yes, the grass.
Like a vignette around the little bit.
Exactly. I think
Like
in yeah, in the
round,
bottom.
kind of round little grass, but grass needs to, you see how grass right there has some kind of shade in it. It's not just a green, it's a green and something, you know.
And it's various shades of green as well.
Yeah, so various shades of green. So
There's a lot of blue in this painting. I keep finding more and more blue in the dog.
yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna get the green hat.
Blue is a light. It's a
Sorry?
light. So natural light is always comes blue. For example, right
Yes,
now,
but
Diana
true because
paints,
it's-
Diana paints oranges, right? They orange. But if we put the touches of blue on them, that's a natural light, and that would look great, you know.
I guess because it's the sky, but I've never seen it quite so clearly on in a photo.
Yeah.
But I think, I mean, I don't know if that works for everyone, but when I look at colors in nature, I always squint and it gives me another,
Yeah.
it gives me other colors.
Yeah.
I think actually I have to say that finding the other colors and the true colors is one of the most exciting things in pastels and paint.
Yeah.
So Leah, I sent a photo. If you have any suggestions, I mean,
Looking, let me take a look.
I'm going to change my water. Actually.
My water is black. Gray.
Here, I'm looking at it upside down.
Oh, Julia, that looks so great.
I feel like if you, okay, I feel like there's a little reshaping in the jaw that needs to happen. And really, all you really need to do is darken, I would say flip it upside down, the source and the piece, and you'll see that you just need to darken under the jaw. Do you know what I'm saying, Lotto? Like darken under.
You know what also, can I just jump? Sorry.
Yeah.
Sandra, you can look at that in the mirror and you will see mistakes.
Yeah.
So I look at it through the camera and see mistakes. I'll go to the mirror, but
So
upside down is good.
put the mirror and look in the mirror with this reflecting.
Okay,
You know what I'm
thank
saying?
you. I'll do that.
You will see all
My understanding is, my feeling is when I look at it, that the undercarriage of the dog needs to be darker. And it needs to kind of shape the jaw, which is lighter, a little different.
Yeah, I would say also it's too dark between the right eye and the nose. You have to
That's
give
true. I don't know
shade.
how I'm going to deal with that though.
Just
Maybe,
add a little bit of
Gouache.
gouache, add a little bit of white.
yeah, a little bit like what?
You have to do that because the nose is now going slanting outwards.
Yep.
and it's not slanting outward, so you need white on the side as well, where it is white.
And you might use a little bit of the white gouache to reshape
Yeah.
the jaw,
So-
where the bottom jaw meets the undercarriage of the dog.
Yeah.
But in general, it's very good piece. You just
Exactly.
need a couple touches and vignette of a grass around it.
Yep,
And don't
and a
overpraise,
little
it's
bit of
good.
grass, and a little
So
bit of-
Diana, sorry, where do you say it's too dark?
It's too dark between the, as we're looking at the picture.
Here?
picture,
Can you look on the screen at me?
yeah,
Here or
no,
there?
the other, no, under the other eye. Yeah, there,
Okay.
yeah, it needs to be wider and it has to go down along the nose and the side of the nose, and you have to take in a little bit of the bottom of the jaw there.
So I think you can do all these fixes with a little white gouache, Sandra.
Yeah,
With
you
the
can.
wa-
But
And-
now you don't, because you don't see the shape of the nose because it's so dark there.
And if
I'm not seeing it.
No,
I know where I've gone too dark, and I think I've gone too dark here,
as, yeah, you've gone too dark there.
but I
And
don't see
also
where
on
you
the-
say.
On the right side of the nose, that has to go straighter down because now it. it's-
Yes,
yeah.
yes, that I see, but the
Yeah.
other side I don't see.
It is on the right side that you need to shape the nose,
Oh, okay.
yeah, and
Sandra, did you look at that in the mirror?
Yes. I find, I mean, I wasn't able to spend a long time there because you guys were talking and I wanted to catch what you're saying, but I find the camera is what helps me best. But I'm gonna practice the mirror and maybe I'm gonna bring a mirror in here.
Yeah, you just take the piece and look at them, and it will show you all mistakes.
It's very useful, but sometimes, I mean, yeah, when I take a picture, it helps, but sometimes even just looking through a viewfinder, straight away you see
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
When I used to work alone before I met Leah, that's what I used to do. Take a photo and then take a break,
before
get a
and
cup of
after
tea.
Leah. Before and
BL 2023 BL.
Actually, I'm able to remove the paint quite easily.
so I love that. We need a new era. That's what like my website should be called. After Leah. There we go. No, actually Sandra, I just sent over a couple lines of
Oh,
some
thank you.
areas to work. I tried to mark where Diana was talking, and for me, it helps me to look at it upside down. So I just flipped your piece upside down and put a couple marks in areas where you could reshape a little bit with light and dark. So
Jenny, how is your work going?
It's going well. I'm gonna finish one little section and I'll send it over.
All right, please do.
Thanks, Leo. Let's see.
we are
Oh.
coming to the end. So we're kind of rolling to the end of class. Letocha, can you go another 5 or 10 minutes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right
Let's
then.
summarize. Let's see what we did today, what we achieved, and what we're gonna work next week.
And then I am gonna hop off and
Yeah.
I'll see you guys know in an hour we have another class, but you go on a little bit longer and as long as you want to. Bye, you guys. Hopefully I'll see some of you soon. Thanks for all your feedback. I'm
Bye,
excited.
Leah.
Calendar.
Bye, Leo.
Bye.
All right, Luda, now I'm really lost.
no, you're not. You can find yourself again.
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Don't you know it's hardest thing to get rid of the representational mentality that is a river. That's
I feel like I've just put a bunch of colors down and
it's
they
good.
don't mean
That's-
anything.
It's good. It's good. Please do. Looks much better. Looks much better. And so right now I will. So fantastic. I will let it dry, and then I will add some more colors on that. You see, first of all, that pink maybe needs to some follow the shape of the river with your palette knife and maybe some more color there. And that big blue also needs that big blue section between orange and
Yeah.
yellow, maybe some green in it. And it's fantastic work. It's very good. It's very good.
You don't have to lie to me.
No, I'm not. It's a beginning, and I see where you are, and I see how you are developed from here, you know? It's very good. It's just
Well,
a bit-
letting go just seems to be the hardest thing that I do, so I'm
Which
looking
one?
forward
Which
to
one?
that.
Which one is the hardest thing?
Hmm?
Letting go.
Huh?
Letting go,
Letting go. Yeah, that's really hard. Let go. It's really hard, and we'll work on it, you know? And maybe
okay,
the next time would be interesting to just to see how you can develop your own approach to it, you know, but for that you need to just to work.
mhm,
And so it's really hard to let go. I know, to forget that there's a river, because you're still thinking it. Just
Yeah.
forget about it anymore, and just to add some more color, let it dry, think about it, then enrich it again, you know. Think about each layer you enriching your painting. It shouldn't
Hopefully.
be just the color from the tube. You can mix the color. You can use the palette knife. You can.
right.
So that's
But I
what
still need to think about color theory, right?
you can think about color theory. You can think about how color working, how color and you know what, everyone, that's also another thing, is everyone has its own color sense.
Yeah.
Individual.
Right.
You will be drawn to certain type of colors. You'll see it. More you work, you will feel
Yeah.
comfortable. But I wanted to mix color on a palette a little bit, you know, just to
Okay.
add things. Maybe we should, you know what we should try to do? I'll send you some abstractions next lesson, and
Okay.
maybe just try to copy them.
Oh, okay.
Some
Okay.
nice works. I'm gonna give you some names right now, and just to look. I think the artists Nicolas de Stael and Serge Palyakov, those two artists coming to mind. Just to
I
find
got Nicholas, but I didn't get the last name.
de Stael,
GES?
They're all French, huh?
French, yeah, Nicolas de Stael.
Okay. And who's the other one?
Serge Palyakov, it's probably double F. He's a Russian French. Serge,
Would you put him across on
yeah,
the,
yeah.
because I didn't get any of that.
I
I've been
think-
to Russia.
Okay, let me see let me try to find it. Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, Lotto, any chance you're gonna be in New York City on May 13th?
Say it again?
Is there any chance you're going to be in New York City on May 13th?
No, why? What happened in May 14th?
I'm gonna be part of an event at Lincoln Center with 5 different choirs and a children's choir. It's gonna be this big outdoor,
Oh,
an hour long. They're
no.
calling it a crowd action for optimism. And
Oh,
it's gonna be this
fantastic.
modern contemporary piece where all the choirs are singing different things at the same time. It's
Oh
really
my
gonna be cool.
God.
That sounds
No,
wonderful.
I will not, because my son has a game on that day, and I cannot not.
And I know you were just up here, but
Yeah, and I just so tired. Yesterday we had this huge drive to Syracuse,
oh, yeah.
to Buffalo, 3 hours from here. He played the game and then 3 hours back. So
Yeah. That's a lot of work.
That soccer, and they lost 3-2 in a very competitive game.
So it was not a happy day.
And it was like raining, and so Ed, I said Serge Palyakov, this one, and I'm gonna go. I also find the Nicolas de Stael, right? So check the works, and it would be easy for us to look and maybe just to copy it a little bit.
I think that, and
just
yeah,
remember-
until I get the looseness, I think maybe you picking my color scheme would be better.
Yeah, Nicolas de Stael. And so why I'm suggesting those two painters, because they both kind of, it's what I said again, lyrical abstraction. It's abstraction that comes from landscape sensitivities. They were both landscape painters, and you will see in their works there is a kind of landscapey, you know, it has
Okay.
horizon, it has, but it's taken into the totally different language. It's not,
Okay,
okay.
very good.
Those two painters right here.
Is this class usually just an hour and a half?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's actually a good length for this class, I think.
it's enough to, and
Because
then
it's intense in a way, yeah.
Yeah, it is very
you can
intense.
send
So.
the images on that thread. If you work in something during the week, you guys all more than welcome, send, share, we can talk. Okay, Jenny, I'm gonna look at your work right now.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna take off. I've got to go give the dog a walk.
It's
Thank you
just
very
the-
much, Ludo. I'll be back next week.
okay, yes, and we're gonna just don't be hard on yourself. Slowly
Okay.
we're gonna build. Slowly we're gonna build. It's a hard thing. Imagine if someone wants to learn piano and you starting playing Rachmaninoff Third Concerto. It's not
Right,
gonna.
yeah.
You need to get through. You know.
Yeah, but somehow
Right.
with art, people don't think it's the same thing. It's like,
Right.
either you got it or you don't.
Yeah. It requires.
I
a
want to do a
lot of-
Cezanne right now.
But Pat, you will see your progress, and you will find something interesting about yourself. You will find your colors, your idiosyncratic lines, and something. You will stop coming out like you never actually thought
I can't wait.
to do that. Yeah. So
I-
thanks for participating, guys. I think
Thank
it's
you.
1:34. Let's say we done.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you where I'm at. I'm
Send.
totally, I've not gone forward kind of, but it's
Yeah.
now I'm painting and I'm not just splashing it up, but
Very good. Very good.
like I
Okay.
did. I'm gonna send it in a second. I'm just gonna get.
And so, Pat, those two artists, just to look at them, read about them, find
Right.
out how, why, and we're gonna take from this, from here.
I'm excited. I'm excited.
All right, fantastic.
That's
Yeah, are you
good.
sharing the image?
No, I'm sending it now.
Right.
I'm a slow person.
No, you're not. I see you almost finished painting behind you.
Yeah,
Right?
she's a fast painter.
Fantastic, fantastic. Yeah, very good. It's coming to life. I like how it's just like very right there, it's very abstract in a way too.
Yeah, it is.
Fantastic.
I don't know if I'm gonna introduce any leaves or anything. I might not.
Maybe
Right.
not. Then you need to work a little bit more on the branches, because
Yeah.
one
I
of the
just,
oranges- yeah,
I just
one of-
suggested where they are.
yeah,
I
yeah,
just-
yeah. One of
yeah.
oranges just hangs like a Christmas decoration, it
Yeah.
needs a little bit more on the branch, just a little bit more. All right, guys. Okay,
Look.
thank you very much. Okay,
Thank you.
Thanks, Lana.
Bye. Good to see you all.
bye.
Bye.
Bye.